Oh, hello, hello. Hello, everybody. I am so sorry I am late. Oh, let's see here. Only two chat rules. Please be over the age of 17 and please be kind to one another. And enter. And hello. I am here. And let's see here, make that bigger and that smaller and generally get ready. Hello, Elizabeth. Lovely to see you, my dear. How are you today? Hello, Cassie. Nice to see you, my dear. Oh, my goodness. I am, hang on. I am discombobulated. Shara, hello, my dear. And hello, Tara. Tara, yes, you are new to my channel. I saw you subscribe, and it occurred to me that you have a name like Terry Sherman, who is an artist, and I know you're Tara Sherman. Hello, Jack. Hello, Jill. Hello, Jack and Jill. I love it. Couldn't resist. Oh, my goodness. And wow, the times we live in, huh? Hang on just one second. I just literally got combobulated enough to actually be here. So I apologize that I'm a little late. Today we are going to color in this absolutely fantastic Friends from My Imaginary World by Jane F. Hankins. And we're going to do the Fairy Queen preparing for the ball with Derwent Inktense, but I just wanted to visit for a couple of seconds before we did that. How is everybody doing? Jack, very glad to see you actually are here. Hello, Nanamo. How are you? You have colored this one? How did you do it, Elizabeth? What colors did you use? I was thinking of being a bit traditional and trying to do it in pinks and I'll like make her look like a flower. Hello, Patty. Hang on one second, guys. I need to cough for just a second. Oh, that's much better. I took my anti-cough stuff, but it hasn't kicked in yet. And let's see here. Hello to all of the people who are coming in. And wherever you are, I hope that you are doing okay with all the stuff, the stuff that we all have to deal with every day. I have kind of gotten to the point where I can no longer watch the news. So I watch like one broadcast a day, and I picked the PBS News Hour, and that's it. So that's it for news for me. I love this book. As those who follow my channel know, I was blessed with the entire collection of the Jane F. Hankins books for as a Christmas gift from the incredible Melody Go. And so far, this is the only one that I've been brave enough to color in. This is, by the way, the one that that all of us who are fans of Jane should have. It is not. This one is the smaller of the books, but still huge by by color book standards. Like for instance, my books. I need to fix that yellow light. Hang on. Let me pull up my camera controls. I apologize. I normally have done this ahead of time. There we go. And we'll fix the autofocus while we're at it. Got it. Okay. So now it's not quite so yellow. Hopefully it's not too washed out. You use the CLALDRIDGE's peachy pink with burgundy underneath for her dress. Ooh, I'll bet that was pretty. For a beginner colorist, Tara, if you already know that you love the hobby of beginning, then I would save up and invest in a set of Prismacolors. I would say that the Prismas, the 150 set, is the everybody ought to have one that loves coloring. On the other hand, if you are really just getting into coloring, you're not sure if you absolutely love the hobby yet, then I would suggest for a good colored pencil that you don't have to spend a fortune on, the Deli set, the Deli Starjoy colored pencils. You can usually find a link for these in many of my videos, and you can just what Crystal said. You can start with a small set of Prismacolors. Prismacolors come in a set of 48. They also come in a set of 12. And they are, but if you already know you love the hobby, you're going to end up with a set of Prismacolors anyway. But if you don't, these are less than $30. On the other hand, I could recommend the Crayolas or the, anything like that for just getting started, because Crayola makes a nice line of colored pencils. The problem is that to get any good color vibrancy out of them, you have to work pretty hard. And if you use the Prismas, you don't have to work that hard. And they're a beautiful pencil. On the other hand, I actually like the first set of Prismas that I got was the 48 set. And I love it. I loved it then, and I love it now. It's got a great blend of colors. Hi, Louise, and hi to all the people coming in. Hi, Libby and Pat, and it's good to see everybody. The Black Widows are good, absolutely. They are easy to blend. They are a good soft pencil as well. And Shannon says hi. Hi, Shannon. There she is. And I saw Pat, and there is my sweet girl, Shannon. I've missed you, my dear. I am so glad to see you. In use every stream, my dear, every stream. Shannon made this, excuse me, wonderful channel sign for me for when I need to go get a fresh cup of coffee or, do a TP run. Only now that, of course, means something entirely different than it used to. So does everybody have toilet paper? I was thinking I have a brand new package of 4 rolls, and it could easily be considered gold. Anyway, I have not been shopping since last Sunday, so I have no idea what it's like out there right now. Well, the Black Widows have between, yeah, I don't know, Jack. I'm a tough one because the Black Widows are not my favorite pencils, but they're not. I mean, they're not bad. I don't dislike them, but they're not. I don't find myself reaching for them. So, but they do have some very cool colors that other sets don't have. But I agree, they do need some more colors. And hi, Donna, jumping right in and out. Okay, I got it exactly. Okay, inventing my auto for pay toilet paper machine swipe and wipe. I love that. Anyways, we should probably color. But yeah, so that would be my recommendation. My recommendation would be the small set of Prismacolors, probably the 48 set, if you know you love coloring. And if not, well, but Black Widows have what, 72 colors plus the skincare or the skin tones. So there's 72 Black Widows plus the the two sets, the light and the dark. What I'd like is if they combined that skin tone set. If they combine that skin tone set into one set, I would own that one. I would get that one too. But 96, but they're all separate sets. Exactly. So there's 3 tins of 24. So there's the Cobras, the Black Widows, and the Scorpions. And then there are the 2 skin tone sets, the light and the dark. But the problem is that in order to do a decent job on skin, you need both the light and the dark. Because the lights are too light and the darks are too dark, and you need both sets. Why not combine them into one set? Or offer a 96 set, exactly. So somebody talk to Albert at Black Widows and make that happen. And we're going to do this with Inktense because this is what I want to use. Only I don't know that I actually have water. I do. I have a water brush. It has water. What I don't have is a paper towel. What I do have is my watercolor linen. This is one of those old linens that was stained, that was my grandmother's. So you can't really, I mean, I could have probably used some advanced technique to bring it back to life, but instead I made it my watercolor, who'd you call it, Anyway. Oh, hi, Gary. Yes, all the besties are here. And that is so cool. Okay, fur baby duties. And I am sorry if I've missed any other questions. If you do have questions and you want to put them in caps, there's a much greater chance that I might actually see them and be able to pick them out. Otherwise, how is everybody doing? I mean, in all reality, it occurred to me that this week that the stuff that we've got going on in the world is pretty terrifying from a purely just give it 5 seconds and let it terrify you and then it's over. Get go back to being brave again. But it's weird to live with the unknown. It's very, very strange. Just finished a table tennis game at your house. Ooh, ping pong here. Hi, Corolla. Nice to see you. And Louise, lovely Louise. And oh my goodness, it's just, oh no. Oh, yeah. Yeah. Well, Crystal, you still, I mean, obviously, if it's from allergies, that that's just blow your nose. blow, blow your nose a lot. Our bodies were actually made to fight those off. Anyway, all right. I just feel like every time I go, oh, it's so cool. I don't know if I want to mess with color. Spoken like a pen and ink artist. All right, now pray that my bulb does not go out. It's getting old. I would have replaced it by now, except I don't have any more. Normally I put in a new bulb when the color starts to go yellow like this. So I don't want to wash it out. All right, where to start? Where to start? I want to start with the dress, but I don't know what color I want the dress to be. I sort of do, but I sort of don't. So, what's the rule? Get the swatch book. Oops. I always use a swatch book. I have all of my swatched. If I recommend anything at all, it is, wait, what? All the family has the virus. Oh my goodness. Well, if they're young and healthy people, then they probably don't have anything to worry about. If they are older, when I'm older, I mean like, my age or older, then they and have an underlying condition. Has anybody Tom Hanks is doing? I have not heard. I know Tom Hanks has it. This is what I want to do for her. I want to stay in the greens, I think. Although the pinks would be nice. I could make the flowers pink though. The club. Okay. Sorry, I got sorry. I got confused there for a second. Easily done, easily done, easily done. All right, I want the mallard green and the teal green. I know it. Excuse me. I want the aquamarine, the green aquamarine, I just want them all. All right. This is a nifty trick. If you get Inktense and you've got this set, I use the top of the tin to hold the trays. Okay. So, yes. All right. So the dark aquamarine and the iris blue. Those are the two I want right now. The iris blue and the dark aquamarine. Okay. Louise, she told me she'd been tested. Two are old 70 and two sons, and no, they're in the garden. Oh, great. And you, of course, go out and care for other people during the day. See, this is why it is so important to maintain that social distance. It really is. Shara, that was supposed to, that was not, I was, see, last year I turned 60. So that was a big deal. This year I'm turning 61. So I have 9 years of not having it be a big deal. Then when I'm 70, we can. She doesn't listen to me. She doesn't listen to me. Sarah. Okay. See, this is what it's like to have Cheryl for a friend, everybody. She doesn't listen to you. She wants to take care of you. I love you. Thank you, Shara. By the way, apparently I'll be 61. On Thursday, I actually honestly had not even looked. Oh, wow. That is this week. Are you serious? Oh my gosh. Where did this year go, everybody? All right. It's got to be a new record of 35 minutes and I still haven't colored anything. Thank you, Mona. And yeah, well, I know what I'll be doing for my birthday, which is basically the same thing today. I'll be, oh, that reminds me. Hello. Where did, oh, there it is. Okay. All right. So this week's video, this is what we started last Sunday. And I don't know how many of you that are here might have seen my midweek video, but I've been continuing the week goes on. And does coloring for a hobby, and then the next day in reality, oh, Louise, that's a great idea. Okay, so then of course it had bled through to the other side, and so I have been working on this, and I couldn't decide what I wanted these to be because I couldn't stand the stains on this side. And hello, Melinda. I am so glad to see you, and I've been worried about you as I've been thinking about uh, underlying health conditions and all of that. Uh, anyway, so I'm doing it like I couldn't just. Oh, Patty, thank you. Oh, that is so sweet. Patty, thank you, my dear. It make sure I have your address. I would love to send you a thank you. And of course, my email is CLAldridgeArt, all one word, at gmail.com. I'm making it logs. So this is a beetle. These look like cutters. So this is going to be my cutter beetle. And these are the woods on the mountain with the sunshine at dawn. And so that is your story. Donna, it's April 2nd. It's the 2nd of April on Thursday. I had not even thought about it. That is, like I said, last year I turned 60. That was a milestone. Then I get 9 years of not thinking about it again until I'm 70. So at any rate, so I'm making these logs, and so I'm experimenting with some techniques here. And this I saw over at Zucchini Kitty. What she did is she took the like a sticky pad and cut off the sticky part. And I don't have a sticky pad handy, but I do have some. And laid it down, and then colored over it, the background, and then added color like I just did to the beams, to the sunbeams. So she used the sticky notes as a resist, and they looked, and then so anyway, so I've been experimenting with techniques on this page, but I'm loving the way it's turning out. So anyway, what I do in my spare time. Your great grandma turns 99 on the 10th. I was thinking about it. My dad would be 99 this year if he were alive, which of course he is not. But okay, Christine, color something. So let's start up here with a super light. Is the iris blue. And I just want to experiment with the idea. I I can't believe I hadn't even thought about it. Wow, that's amazing. Okay. This these times, of course, are yeah. It occurred to me that the kind of uncertainty that we have right this very second is very much the kind, as far as the economy and personal safety and things like that, is very much the kind that people have when they're in a war zone. And I think it's going to be an interesting reset to the American psyche and uh, to I think I heard Ellen Crimmy Trent say it. She said, it's like we're resetting our entitlement. We all feel, especially our kids, have this sense of entitlement. We want it, therefore it should be there. And so things like the grocery store, people are taking it in stride that some of the stuff that they don't want isn't in the grocery store right now, or that some of the stuff that they want isn't there. And because there is no choice, I mean, it's just not there. So you just buy something else and hope that when the grocery store restocks, it's going to be there. And it's an interesting reset. I really do. Hang on, I am just so unhappy with how red that light is. There we go. That's a little better. We are so heading to Nana's Naughty Cage, now to be renamed Bestie's Naughty Cave. What? Crystal's grandma on the 10th. Yes, happy birthday to your grandma. That's a huge milestone. One more year to go, and she's the big 100. As long as it isn't flashing outside, you're okay. Okay. Keep going, Christine. Keep going. Hello. I apologize for being a little discombobulated. As I can tell you that there is a big psychological difference between not going out as a choice and not going out as a necessity. And I'm starting to twitch a little around the necessity. So, if you are unfamiliar with Inktense, just wait because this is pretty spectacular. Okay. See, this is what I want right here. I don't know that this is going to work for this, but we're going to try it. And we're going to see. And so I'm just putting, I guess I should say what it is that I'm doing. I'm just putting it, the color, along the edges at the top. And then I want to drag it down because I want it to remain sort of light. Yeah, Jill, exactly. It does. It feels, it's the difference between choice and captivity. Exactly. And I always have, I will buck at the system. The quickest way to get me to do something is to tell me I can't. Yeah. I had teachers that figured that out early on, that the best way to motivate me was to tell me I couldn't do it. I am telling you what, there is just very little that is as satisfying as Inktense. Oh my goodness. I love it. I love it. I love it. It is like magic. Magic on the page. Magic, magic, magic. I love to work magic. Oh. At least coloring magic. Don't want anybody out there to think I'm advocating the occult or anything like that. Not doing it. I need to fill that in a little bit, but yes, I like it. I like the way that works. You got them for Christmas and haven't used them yet. Oh, Mona, I have to get them out. I convinced Sherry to take them for a test drive, and she left me a comment, and I said, if you have them, take them out for a test drive. They won't hurt you. You know, I have never seen Inktense go on sale, but I do hope that they do. They scare you? Well, I don't know. I don't know why they would. They're, I mean, they really are. Uh, I mean, there are a lot of tutorials out there. There are a lot of people that color with them in different ways. I use them differently than some other folks. Um, and my goodness, well, all the besties are here, so it can't be any of them. Or maybe it is. That is a conversation happening in the background somewhere. You see, if I need to be looking at. I don't even know where my phone is. I can hear it, but I can't find it. There it is. Underneath all of those. See. Oh, hi, Corolla. Balu is following my stream. Oh, that's sweet. Okay. Balu is Corolla's cat, and he is, I believe, he's the black and white one. They might both be black and white. She has two adorable kitties, Gizmo and Baloo, like the bear from the Jungle Book. Okay. All right, so I like the way that that turned out. Now I do want a slightly darker green. So I want the mallard green, or the teal green and the mallard green. I'm just kind of experimenting right now with, there's the mallard and there's the teal. What's that one? That's the green aquamarine. What color is that? Okay, so that one is just sort of the green side of that other. This is my mallard green. I want the mallard green for in here. Sort of the interior folds of this one. Go very light in here. Oops, make sure you can actually see that. And then the simple bare necessities. Yes, exactly. Exactly. Hello, Heather. Lovely to see you. And using Inktense with my Jane F. Hankins books, and loving so much. Okay, this is the teal green. Yeah, I think I'm going to come. Well, no, I don't. I think I want to go. So I want to keep with this up here. All right, now, because I want some of this to be blue, so we're going to try this with the teal green. Sort of fade that out to a sort of diaphanous look there. So let's see how we do with that. I think that we may, I think I may need to add just a tiny bit. Okay, so start up here. Mona, there is absolutely nothing to be afraid of with Inktense. It can't hurt you. It really can't. Choose a picture that you like, that you want to try it on. Make a photocopy of it. Put it on 110-pound cardstock. Just, any kind of cardstock like you'd use for markers or something like that. And then take your Inktense and practice and see how they work. And they're pretty simple. Start light. Start out by using a light coat, and then apply your water, and then try applying a heavier. In another space, use them heavier and see how they come out until you get a feel for them. And that way, you're not going to ruin a book that you're working in. Not that, making mistakes is ruination in any way. I think that making mistakes becomes part of the story of our books. And I've certainly made more than a few mistakes in my books, and I am happy to tell the story of how those happened. This is what I was doing. This is what I was trying. This is the effect I was trying to achieve. As you can see, it didn't work. That kind of thing. Sometimes if you get an area where your Inktense doesn't dissolve all the way, it can leave it looking like pencil marks. And if you've got good paper like this, you can generally go over it until it's dissolved. Just remember that you're not mashing your water brush, you're just letting your water brush do the work. And you can always fix it when you add a second coat. So now I'm going to bring it back around to make this match. That's what I wanted to do. I wanted to use the teal green because I wanted to bring this dress sort of together. And then this is the other green. And now back to the teal green. And, whoops, and hopefully be able to bring enough of that color down to blend that smoothly. Sorry, I've gotten into the zone here. To make that like a goodness, sorry, a diaphanous look of blues and greens. And then if I want to, I can take the teal green, and I'm going to, oh, geez Louise, I just had it a second ago. There it is. I'm going to take this and take some of this teal green right here up onto the pen. Then I'm going to diffuse it with some water to really make it light over here. And now I'm going to put it right over the blue. To sort of make that a little more iridescent-y looking. You know, like it's blue in one light and green in another. Adding a little bit down there. You finally gave in, telling myself I could fix it by going over it with colored pencils. 2 seconds of being famous. Oh, Corolla. Honey, I'll make you famous for 2 seconds every time you stop by. Pasta, I haven't seen any for weeks. Oh no. Just ordered the watercolor set on. Oh, terrific. Thank you. Okay. Thanks, Jack. I love it. Nana. Inktense watercolor. Oh, Inktense watercolor set. Wow. I haven't seen their watercolor. Wait, Inktense watercolor. That is actually, I gotta say, that is that's a contradiction in terms. Because watercolors are different, but if you mean these, yay. Well, the 72 set, and yay. Okay. Yeah, because Inktense is by its nature ink. So, but I think I'm just picky. Yeah, Inktense ink is water soluble. Some folks call them watercolor. Well, that makes sense, I guess. So, thank you, Heather. I'm using the 72 set. I'm using, hang on. This is the set. Let's see if I can keep it. Now, my understanding is that this is the old tin cover. It's now got a different tin cover on it. But this is the Inktense 72. Now, these are the pencils. And they also make Inktense in blocks. You know, they're thin chalk blocks almost. But they also make them in pan sets. So wait, where is it? There it is. So I have one of the little pan sets as well. See, this is why I wanted to keep quiet about my birthday. All of these coloring supplies that I'm able to show you are because people sent me stuff on my birthday last year. And at Christmas. So I feel like I'm kind of been really blessed. So that's why I don't want to mention my birthday. But this is the pan set, the half pan set. And if they had this in all 72 colors, that would be really cool. But these actually have new colors. So now my understanding is that they're back up to 9. It used to be there was more than 72 colors. Heather, you probably know the stats on this because Heather also is a lover of Inktense like I am. I don't remember how many there are altogether. I do know that this set has 8 different colors, I believe, than the, where did I put it? This is the Derwent travel set. And I don't know that I marked them or not. This page here used to be right next to this page, but it fell out. It finally got used so much that it fell out. And so I had to tape it in back here. So that's why my Inktense are no longer together. My Inktense swatches. And if I was smart, I'd take this page. Oh, except never mind. I should just re-swatch the whole thing. Okay. So anyway, this set has more colors than the 72. So there's some that are even in addition. Sorry. Went down a rabbit trail. Isn't that what Dee Dee calls them? Rabbit trails? Speaking of Dee Dee, I need to get over to her channel. I have not been there in weeks and weeks and weeks. Okay. Iris blue, aquamarine. I am at a point now where I have to I have to check myself to make sure that I've got the right tools and okay, so now I've got that. Now I'm going to go the iris blue. Oops. Come down here with the aquamarine. Just sort of following the ooh, news alert, sexy swatch book out. I know. Sorry about that. I can leave it out where you can see it. There you go. I don't know why Nanimo likes my swatch book so much, but she does. And now I'm just going to add, this is the iris blue. So I'm mixing that in. Close to the edges of the folds. Now I can always go back over the little oh, I guess it's a little bow on the little fairy there. So I didn't worry about hitting her too much. All right, so now let's see what we can do. Sorry, Swatchbook, you're in the way. So I always start at the top where I want the darkest colors to be. And then I stroke down, and I'm usually only stroking in one direction. I really try, even when I'm coloring, I don't, I rarely do I do this. Unless I'm doing, little circles, then I leave the pencil down but otherwise I stroke in one direction. Just a habit. And I'm learning to use this water brush as my second favorite, since my first favorite is gone. So it's taken me a while to figure out this puts out about double the amount of water that the other one did. So I have to be very careful not to oversaturate the page. Okay, now I can go back to, I've still got some of this ink over here on this palette from when I did this. So this is more the green. So now I can go back to this. And add in just a little bit of that to sort of make that a flowing color again. Yes. Ooh. The Inktense. Oh, let's see here. The Inktense. Hang on one second. There they are. These are the Derwent Inktense. And they are absolutely wonderful. If you have not ever tried them, these are truly a water-soluble graphite pencil. So Inktense are ink. This is literally solid ink. Graphitense are solid graphite. So the same stuff that pencils are made of. And so the color is the Graphitense swatch is here. So these are the colors that you can make with the Graphitense. And then it's a 24 set. I don't think it comes in any more. And these are some of the blends that I was able to do with just very, very, very light. So this is so I was blending, this is the meadow into the ocean, into the August. I've got August and June and port and chest and, okay, so what was aubergine. Okay, so that's the aubergine. Oh, the juniper. Port. What the heck was port? Port. Port is what it, poet. No, port. Port wine. Oh, duh. The port wine, the chestnut, and the cool brown. Hello. Bye, Shara. And oh, Shara. Shara's, I should mention this. I should have mentioned it before. Shara's family and her daughter and son-in-law in New Zealand have started their own YouTube channel. It's called The Blended Tree. And it's very cool. They have a very interesting story. They originated in California, of course, and now they live in New Zealand. And they're a very young couple, but they've got 3 little kids, and they're just adorable. And they all happen to be Shara's grandkids, kids and grandkids. And I watched the first couple of videos that they posted, and they're adorable. And I'm assuming it's Sabrina has some mad editing skills, so video editing skills, and the videos are a lot of fun to watch. As her adorable little kids run around and have fun, and generally it was fun. It was a fun time. Okay, this is the mallard green again. So now I'm just going back in with that up there. Okay. Yeah, I'm liking this. Oh. Shh. Shh, Kathy. Yes, the blended tree. I told her the important thing is in the editing. Plus, they are all beautiful. And they are beautiful. They really are. Yes, Ahmad can put a link. Oh, sorry. Yes, Ahmad is welcome to put a link to the blended tree in. I subscribed myself, obviously because Shara and I are friends, but also because I was really actually quite captivated by how delightful her daughter is, and you know, you just have to admire anybody who makes it look so easy. You know, how do you make having 3 little kids look easy? My niece is doing it. She's doing, you know, at least in pictures. She's got 3 kids under 5, under the age of 6 actually now. But I don't get how they make it look so easy. I just don't. I guess that, you know, the oldest one probably helps a little bit, and she's just, you know, I know that they have, you know, they do have help. So she's like, I'm sure at least housekeeper, or not a housekeeper, but maybe a house, you know, one of the cleaning services. Um, but still, it's a lot to take on. Let's see, what am I doing here? Iris blue. Hello, that's not what I want. I want the 2 greens. The problem is that these colors are so close together that it's hard to pick out which ones are which. Mallard. Okay, so this is the mallard green. Make that here. And then we're going to go with the iris blue here. I really was trying to keep that a secret. Secret. It's a secret. Especially not right now. I mean, with all the stuff that's going on in the world, it's like I don't want to make a big deal out of a birthday. I will just say that I'm glad that I'm here. Glad that I'm around. Okay, so that was the dark, and this is the light. So maybe she's got some light shining from over here. Make it look like there's lots of layers. And a second, I'll look up at chat in just a second. Wiping up on my little cloth. So if you get too much pigment on your brush, or you feel like it's too dark, you can wipe off the pigment that's on the on the brush onto a cloth. Do remember that it is a permanent ink, so your cloth will probably not wash. The stains won't wash out. So use either something that you specifically made for the purpose or a paper towel. Huh. The neighbors behind me have a dog. That's interesting. They didn't have a dog before. Okay. Oh, look, and the dress just keeps going. Goes all the way down here, too. Aw, thanks, Jill. And it's okay to tell everyone. The shark song. Oh, no, 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 no. We don't sing that. No, the baby shark. It's always safe for me to sing in a nuclear bunker. Oh my goodness, this is unfair on all the other life forms. Oh, Nana. Oh, honey, nobody is that bad, are they? Okay, so now we're going to go with the iris blue down here. Coming out of, whoops, we want the aquamarine coming out from underneath this fold and up there and maybe down here on this side. So y'all know that I follow Ellen Crimmy Trent, and she is a watercolor artist. Well, she's an artist, and she's doing tutorials for us in watercolors, but she's professionally, she's working right now in acrylics. But of course, like she says, she doesn't want to give away what she's doing now. So she's not showing us that. Although she does have an acrylic painting channel. I don't happen to follow it. I like her watercolor channel though. And so she did a live the other day. I missed it, but I did catch the playback. And it say she is every bit as delightful live as she is in the pre-records. She's got a, kind of a funky sense of humor, I guess kind of like mine. So she's talking along. And of course, she and I are, speaking of birthdays, we're pretty much, she is an Aries. I am an Aries. We have a tendency to be goofy and, not deal well with nonsense kind of thing. Oh, that's what I was going to say. I have a I don't know if it's oh no. Why are you banning Corolla? What did she do? Corolla, are you causing trouble again? Corolla is welcome here anytime. And when she can't be here, she can send Baloo. Nom nom, crunch, crunch. I know a song about a shark. No, 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 Corolla, no, 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 we do not sing Baby Shark in this, not ever. For so many reasons. But yeah, no. This okay, let's talk about pencils for a second. When my Inktense set arrived, I was so upset. Well, I wasn't really upset because I don't get upset about nonsense. I don't get upset about nonsense. But this pencil was cracked all the way along the shaft. Literally, you can see it. You can see that, and it goes all the way to here. All the way to here. This is where this crack ends. So anytime I expect that this, this lead could just jump out of here. And so there is that. But I don't get upset about stuff like that because you know what? You can just work with it. I just want to add a little tweak of color right there. And that in there. And now I've got the lighter blue. But I'm just barely touching the so now I'm going to go back the other way. So if you want to preserve your lighter color, then you stroke back the other way. So stroke from the light into the dark as opposed to the other way around. Okay. What about a piece of masking tape around it? Around what? Around this? But this is spiraled in a book. How would I put masking tape on it? And I don't really need, yeah. Oh, the pencil. Oh, I'm not really worried about it. It's glued. It was a factory defect. It's obviously been glued shut. In other words, they recognized it and sent me the pencil anyway. Yeah, it's been glued shut. But even if it wasn't, then yes, actually I would just put a piece of tape on it and call it good. I have a Prismacolor that arrived split the same way. I ironically, yet another green. So, I mean, you can be super picky, particular, but you can also realize that stuff happens sometimes in the factory and you can just work with it. But that's exactly what I did with my Prisma. It does mean that I have a special sort of cheap sharpener that I have to use for it because I'm sure they do. You know what? It was just way too much hassle. It would be just. I mean, that's like I've never. The only thing that I've ever returned in my life was a steak that was absolutely inedible. That was. I mean, that's the only thing I've ever returned. Otherwise, I either unless it's broken. I received things that were actually broken, and then I will return it. But if it's something simple that I can figure out a workaround on, it's like nah, too much hassle to return it. Don't require perfection. So I'm just sort of adding in some differences in the coloring and all of that. And put you on their mailing list. I don't know. I've always found customer service to be excellent. But I actually haven't had to use it, so I don't know. Oh, speaking of, okay, it is 3:30. What I would like to do at this particular moment, if I can, is go grab a refill on my coffee and get rid of the coffee that I drank an hour ago, and be right back. Maybe a 2-minute TP break, and will that do everybody? Okay. Okay, that is so much nicer. Now I'm not tempted to wiggle in my chair anymore. Okay, now let's see. Now I could continue with the dress, or I could tell you that what I'm going to do for her hair is I am going to use the, we're going to try the graphite. We're going to try the autumn brown for, speaking of which, and since they are out, I want her to have red hair. So now I am coloring in little circles. Now graphite is water soluble graphite, so it works very similarly to the Inktense, but I believe that it can be lifted. Now the reason why I'm being very, very light with this to start out with and spreading it out a lot is because I wanted the wings to be the blue-green, and I think I may have just messed that up. So if I have, then her wings are going to end up being pink instead of, gosh, I hope I was on screen for that. But you can see how far it spreads. And I just want to see how I like that. And if I like it, then I'll darken it up. Chris' son got into some of the best grapes from the local little store up the street from Chile. Yeah, most of our fruit does come, well, a lot of our fruit does come from South America. Thank you, Nanimo. The loomies are scratchy. You are not the first person I have heard that from. Yeah, wow. See, those kind of pencils. They're way above what I need. I love artist grade pencils. Believe me. I mean, I'm an artist, for heaven's sakes. But mine is pen and ink art. But that is just a big bite to spend for pencils. It's like, wow. All right, yeah, okay, so we're gonna take that off. I wanted to do the flowers. And so I need to go back to my Inktense. Hello. Go back to my Inktense, please. All right, so we know that the graphite will work for that. And maybe we should continue on with that. Just so that just so it's got some color cohesiveness. Trying to decide where all her hair would be. Excuse me. All right, now I'm going to add also just a little bit of the sun yellow. Out here for like little highlights. On this side, since I've got, you know, theoretically my light source coming from over here. On the top. Maybe a little bit up here. I have no idea if this will work, by the way. This is an experiment. Like all of my coloring, it is always an adventure. And hopefully it is a different adventure every time. Just, I love these. I love the diversity of the pictures. And thinking up a story to go with each one. So, you know, like who is our fairy queen going to meet? Is she an aging Tatiana, or is she a fairy queen from another realm? And we know she's a friend of Jane Hankins, which automatically makes her cool in my book, because I love Jane F. Hankins. I love anybody who's got this kind of imagination. I mean, you know, you can think up drawing the things that she draws. All right. Is that better? her hair didn't look very good. So now, thank you, Donna. It's gonna, the gown is gonna take a while because, you know, obviously it's, you know, it goes all the way out to here on each one. I mean, you know, so you got to keep the different layers going. But I love that color pattern, or the color scheme. Love those blues and greens. Ooh, Corolla got a bargain. Excuse me. Ooh, the Pablos. Yeah, boy, again, there's a set I can't afford. Wow. Okay. Yeah, see. Those are cool. Those are cool. Anybody want to send me a gift that I can actually use? With side coloring supplies. I can use some 100-watt light bulbs. That's a joke. I am forever running out of light bulbs because they're the last thing in the world that ever occurs to me to buy until I need one. Oh, a bargain is a good deal, a good price. Yeah, exactly. Sorry, thanks, Nana. Okay, so now let's do a flower. I'm feeling the need to do a flower. Sorry, I was scratching an itch there. Okay, so this is my it's my fuchsia, but I love my fuchsia. And let's go with the fuchsia and the I don't want to go with the thistle. You know what? We're going to go with the thistle. No, we're not. Yeah, no, yeah, yes, no. Yes, no, yes, no. Let's go with the red violet. Well, let's get the swatch book out. Actually, this will make Anna happy. Look, Nana, shiny. Those, I need to get those out too. Those are the Arteza or Arteza, whatever. Arteza metallic gouache. I keep forgetting that those are here. This is why I don't need the Pablos or the Lumis or anything like that. I have got like plenty of stuff to play with. That is the Arteza Real Brush Pens. All right, here we go. So, all right, that's the thistle. That's the mauve. The mauve and the deep violet. That's what I want. Okay. So we're going to get rid of that. We're going to grab the mauve. No, that's the deep rose. Jeez Louise. That's the fuchsia. Where do you suppose the mauve is? I mean, how many colors could it possibly be? Carmine pink, deep purple, deep rose, red violet, mauve. Really? Okay. The mauve and the deep violet. Is that what I said? Oh boy. Oh. Either somebody else came on or I am just so boring today. I am so sorry, everybody. If I were to actually, I had a good long rant earlier today. I had seen an ad that was for a young lady who was carrying on about crepey skin. And, you know, she had apparently been overweight, which, which is not healthy. But she, and then she had lost a lot of weight and it left a lot of excess skin. And my problem was not with what she was, was not with her situation. It was with the way that the advertisers had her presenting it. Because, of course, these stories are usually based upon truth, but they've been written and they're starring an actor of some sort. But this woman had so tied her self-esteem to her to her appearance that it was just so unhealthy. It just was so unhealthy, and it just made me crazy. She's like, oh, and I couldn't take my child to the water park. It's like, no, 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 no. No, because I see plenty of people who are carrying extra weight at the water park, in the years that I was there. So don't, you couldn't swim with your child in the ocean. Of course you could. You just didn't want to, it does, but you didn't want to. You could do it. Anyway, It was the way it was presented, and part of it is the fact that I'm starting to get a little, like I say, I'm starting to get a little twitchy. And thank you for saying that, Donna. I am, yes, I am. Sometimes I can be really boring. Ask any one of my 3 ex-husbands, they'll tell you. I can be exceptionally boring. Okay. Let's see here. Wait. Now I'm trying to figure out what nano. I half the fun of my Sunday streams is going and reading back and seeing the outrageous things that Nanamo says. Because I love her so. This is the deep violet, and I'm just using this in the dark spots that that our artist Jane Hankins so thoughtfully provided. And this is the mauve color, and I am just being very light with it. Trying to be very light with it. I'm not having much luck. When these dry, I'm hoping that they'll be a little lighter. And if not, then I will be able to put something on top of those that should help. One thing about it is that Inktense does come with a wonderful white, and it does work very well even on top of other colors to lighten them up slightly. I mean, you can't obviously, but there's lots of things that you can do to, if you get something too dark. Bows and exits stage left. Thank you, Nana. And oh, that's funny. The Pablos, are they like? Oh, that's a good question. What are the Pablos like? 3 ex-husbands. Yes, yes. Well, actually, 2 I was married to. 2 I was actually married to. The third one I lived with for 9 years, and I would have married him, but it just didn't work out that way. We bought a house together, though. Does that count? Had lots of fur babies that we raised and or saw over the Rainbow Bridge. He was probably the best. Well, he definitely was the best of the three. Like most children of alcoholics, I married two. And I married two of them. And the third one, I finally got it right. And, oh, well. All right. So now we want that. I want to use pink on those. So I'm going to use the deep rose. Is that this one? No. Oh, for heaven's sakes. Why can't I find the colors that I need? It's because the pinks and the purples, the color on Inktense, I will say, do not rely on the tip for an idea of what the color is. Oh, I kept trying, Donna. For a while, I thought that it was, a good idea to be married, but then I realized that there are people that were not cut out to be mothers. I am one of them. There are people that are not cut out to be wives. I am one of those as well. So I have always been way too independent. And marriage, of course, requires a lot of compromise. And while I am very good at putting off what I want in favor of what someone else wants, I have absolutely no, I don't know what it is. I don't want to say it's resentment because that wouldn't be quite right. But it's poison, and maybe it is resentment, and it's poison, and I recognize it as poison, so I get away from it. FWB. Well, I have no idea what these. Huh. Yeah, I am. I'm waiting for the rest of Donna's story here. And a butler? What? Oh, yes. The butler, because, never mind. Hello, Mona. That's great. Holy cow. See, you got it right the first time, Mona. That is, see, that's amazing. I have a great deal of respect for that. She thought a moment and then said, so he can pay all your bills. I love that. Oh, why that never could or ever would work, ever. Yeah, the idea of marrying for financial security, of course, most people do. Well, I shouldn't say that. Back in the day, before marriage was about love, and there's a wonderful BBC piece on that just recently that they did. Um, that the notion of romantic love is a fairly new one. Uh, Marriages were I mean, there always was romantic love, but marriage was about uh, financial security, and the bringing together of estates and things like that. So anyway, I don't, with the time change and the fact that Arizona does not observe it, I think that I am either over Joe Beth for this whole last hour, or she doesn't come on for another hour. Does anybody know which is the case of that? Because I would just as soon keep going if I'm not over somebody else. Oh, okay, good. As long as she's, if she's not, I don't. I mean, like I say, I don't want to. I don't want to step on her toes. But if she's not streaming tonight, then I'll stay on if everybody doesn't mind. And if you do mind, why? I'm trying to decide between the fern green and the spring green for my leaves, and I'm leaning into the fern green. So I'm going to go with the fern green. Yeah, the fern green and the leaf green. Okay, got it. All right, so here is the leaf green. And I'll go into my darkest area. Oops. Jeez. Hello. Where is the camera? And I am sorry if I've been down there in the depths of my desk. All right, so now this is the leaf green. Or no, this one is the fern green. Okay, and come up a little like that. We'll pretend like that line is actually there and that the printer didn't cut it off. Okay, so now this is the leaf green. So I'm going to turn this slightly upside down because this is how the angle that I need to get to this particular area. So I'm adding the darkest shade where Jane has added that dark line. And then I'm just adding a little bit along that same area of the fern green, which is just a lovely yellow green. Slightly olivey, but not quite. And let's see. So I just want to see what, how this is going to look. before I do the whole thing. It's always best to start in a small place first if you're not sure of your color combo, or actually on a sample sheet. But if you're not certain that you're going to get the effect that you want, if you start with a smaller area and then test it. Oh, wow. See, I ran into a patch of the purple that hadn't been dissolved. There's another one. Theoretically, once Inktense is dry, it can't be moved, but that is only true if you have actually activated it all the way to the extent of its pigmentation. In that particular case, I did not. And when you add that dark on just the one side, see how it automatically sort of rolls that stem, makes it look three-dimensional? It's weird. I like hit an undissolvable patch there. Oh no, that's that's the lines that Jane put in. Oh my goodness. That's pretty funny. Okay. Oh. Believe it or not, the grocery store was out of was sugar. So, well, they were out of a lot of different things, but sugar was one of them. Let's see. Hopefully, when I go, I'm going to go on Tuesday, which should be the day that the trucks come in. And hopefully, somebody will have gotten sugar by then. I'm going to try your Inktense just like what you're doing. There you go, Mona. Absolutely. If I can inspire you to pick up your Inktense and make them work for you, remember that your tools work for you. You don't work for them. They shouldn't scare you because they can't hurt you. And you are the boss of your coloring page. You just have to practice and experiment and find out what happens and make it an adventure. If you want to, you can pick one of the books that I draw. I do not insist on perfection in any way, shape, or form. I like to think that the books that I draw are guaranteed to give you spectacular results no matter what. But so just lights and darks. And okay, so like, let's see, I want this one here. Oops. Okay, so this is the leaf green, which is the darker of the two. So I'm going to use it right here, where Jane has put in these dark shadows or dark lines. and along the edges to the inside there. And now I've got the fern color, which is the lighter. So I'll put it right in there. And along here. And then just bring that down. Do the same thing here. So I've got, see, there's the leaf contours. There's veining. Like that. And then, so it goes up there behind. So I'm going to start with the light. I want to preserve the lighter area. So I'm going to stroke down into the darker area. Do the darker area. Then I'm going to brush off and that now tackle that lighter area. Until I get that all blended in. So that way you preserve where you put the light. Otherwise, you brush the dark over the light and you lose the light. Confused. Fur baby duties. Okay. Yeah, wait. Yeah, panic buying is, well, and that, you know, boy, I'll tell you what, you know, all of those people that stock, you know, that have been stockpiling stuff or stocking up, filling their freezers. I mean, there are folks like me that are forced out to the grocery store every week. We can't afford to stock up. So, you know, and then when you go and all you want is like a pound of hamburger, do you think there's even there's not even a crumb left in the store for meat? You know, not even stew meat is in the store right now, at least when I was there. It was just ridiculous. There wasn't a chicken to be had. There wasn't, you know, there was not any meat at all in my grocery store. And the guy at the front, you know, that checked me out said that all week long people had been coming in because they had limits on the number of things, number of amounts that you could buy. And it's like, you know, do people just not realize that they're not the only folks in the world? That there really are people like right next door that, you know, might be dealing with food insecurity in some way. It's like, geez. I mean, I got the last sack of flour. You know, simple, everyday, you know, make bread flour. And I was just glad I got it. Okay. So Inktense are not particularly fast, or they can be, but not when you're trying to yak and go down a lot of different avenues. It's just, and I don't say that because I don't want anybody to feel sorry for me. What I want is for folks to think, think, for heaven's sakes. Think about other people that are, I mean, you guys are always so wonderful, but, the general public, boy, there is a reason why I withdrew from society. And our healthcare workers, oh my goodness, our poor healthcare workers. Who are up against it at the worst of times, or, at the best of times. Right now, it's like I've always said that being a first responder would be such a hard thing to do. I had a very, very dear friend. She was so excited that she had qualified to become a voluntary paramedic. That she took the paramedic program in Reno. And her very first response was to a fatal accident in which an entire family died. And she said she just couldn't do it. And so she quit that day. It was just like, oh my goodness. So you really have to feel for the first responders, for the medical people who are working these intensive care units where people are losing their lives. Those are the folks I think about. Uh, yeah, there's, yes, exactly, Jill. It is. Well, I mean, obviously, we should all stock up when we can afford to, especially canned goods, pantry goods, things like that. That's always important. I'm not saying that people shouldn't stock up, but they should choose their time better, I guess. Okay, now I want this one to be a little bit lighter, so I'm going to make it the deep rose. No, because I gotta have my fuchsia. I've got to have my fuchsia. I love my fuchsia. I need my fuchsia. I've got to have fuchsia. For those of you wondering, fuchsia is like the hot pink. And it isn't that I love hot pink. I don't. It is just that I need my hot pink. And I believe that this is the carmine pink. Is that right? Yes. How is that for? Ooh, that's an interesting combo. And maybe we'll go with the cherry. Now, Well, yeah, no, actually, let's try it. Let's try the fuchsia. I'm going to go with the fuchsia. This is an experiment. We're going to try it. I don't know if it's going to work or not. Okay, so we've got the dark in there. All right, so this is the fuchsia. It's my dark hot pink. So I not this one because that one is in the light, but underneath this one, where this petal is over and this petal is over, and this, and it could be the other way around. It could be if your light source were over here, it would be the other petals that were over. Do a little dark there. And now this is the carmine pink. So now this is the color that I'll use down here. And I'm just sort of putting it around the bottom. And actually this one is the darkest, so I'll put it all the way on that side. So this is an experiment to see how this will work. So that's the dark right there. So right now, I'm just going to start blending back the other way into the dark. Now right now it looks very solidly colored, but I believe that when it dries, it will be a little bit lighter. And even though this is water, I did want to point this out. Even though this is water-based, you see how it doesn't bleed through at all? Doesn't even shadow the page underneath. So now that's because this is really good paper. If it were any thinner at all, I would use a plastic page protector underneath it. Because it is better to be safe than sorry, especially not considering that, I mean, the standard Jane Hankins books are about $40 each, but they're huge. And this is the smaller, and I believe it is this one. I think it is still 19. You know, it's under $20 on Amazon, and they are shipped directly from the artist. So if you want to, you can always check out Jane F. Hankins, or Google search her and go directly to her website. She's got a link to Sebastian Publishing, who does her publishing for her. So, which happens to be her niece. So I just wanted to add a little bit of that. All right. So now we won't really know until that dries. But see how this one dried with the, sort of the subtleness of the gradation of the purple into the pink. Yeah, the paper in Jane's books is just, it's cardstock. It's 80-pound cardstock, I think, is what it is. Yeah. Well, it says right on the front. There's one that we did. Remember when we did this one? Let's pull the camera back just a tad. So there was that one. And then we did this, we did the Gypsy Moth woman. Now we did this with, what did we do this with? This was, it wasn't Inktense. Pan pastels, that's what we did that with. We did that with pan pastels. I remember. And we did this with the Arteza Real Brush Pens. And now this one with the Inktense. See, so I do use other stuff. I do use other stuff. I am loving the way that out. Okay, so we need a little, I don't know that I'm ready to start those diaphanous wings or not. But now that I've got her hair in, I realize that those wings are any color I want. But I need to decide what color flower this is before I decide what wing that is. And I am going to make those yellows. No, no, you say? No, I agree. I agree, because I need, where would I use yellows? Oh, I know. How about as the little dresses, the little daisy dresses? Yes, okay. The little daisy dresses can be yellow. All right. See how I'm thinking? Thinking. My favorite yellow is golden yellow, but I'm probably going to go cadmium yellow. Is this the cad yellow? No, that's the sun yellow. Pardon me while I do a little thinking here. There's the cad yellow. So let's do a little fairy dress. All right, here's a little fairy. We're going to do her little dress. We don't want to be very fussy here. So we will just do her little dress like this. Very, very light. And then I will add in just a touch. Just a touch of my beloved golden yellow. Ooh, I love it. Love it, love it, love it. Oh, I loved it. Okay. Y'all know I do love my vibrant colors, right? All right, so let's give that a try. The book, yes, and there is a link somewhere on one of my, I think that, yeah, I'm going to put, actually, I think I put it right in the description. I'll be adding the links to all of these things, the Derwent Inktense, the book, and all of that after today's stream. I'll add it as soon as it's usually a couple of hours before it lets me add an end screen or all of that, but I can alter the description of it right away. So. All right, so there is a little yellow outfit. And the reason why I was concerned about that is because if I make this yellow, I need to somehow tie in the color. So when you're doing color balancing, you want to try to, like for instance, if you've used purple over here, you want to try and use purple somewhere else. And so you almost always want 3 purple elements, 3 pink elements, or you've got these colors. If you want them to only be the central object, then that's great. But if you want to tie it in, you can also use them out here. In this particular case, I think I'm going to save the blue-greens only for this dress since it spreads across the entire page. And then I'm going to pick the pink, the purples, the greens, the yellows, all for these areas out in here. If somebody comes on, or like, you guys know, if somebody is streaming live right now, let me know because I'm over my time and I don't want to be, not that any of us owns time, I know, but I always like to be courteous and clear the way so that people can go and be where they want to be and not feel guilty that they left me, that kind of thing. Not that they should or would, but I think I had an email recently from Jane to say that she's not sending books out at the moment because of this coronavirus. I think it's probably everywhere, actually. Okay, good night, Corolla. Sweet dreams. Have a good week. Stay safe. All that kind of good stuff. Cuddle Baloo and Cuddle Gizmo. Oh, terrific. I had thought she was going to. I had thought that she was going to do that. What she wanted to do, and I think that I have to say, because when I first became aware of Jane, the first questions that I asked her were, you either need to do PDFs or maybe do a lesser book so that people can afford it, because not everybody can afford $40 for a book, and your art is so fantastic. And I only said it once, and it was a long time ago, so I'm not going to take any credit for the idea that she finally bowed to it. Her fans did this. Her fans are the reason why these size books exist, why they're at a price point, and all of that. So when you can afford, get it. If you can afford the more expensive one, please buy the more expensive one, because artists live and die by the amount of money that they can make. So, and they don't make a lot. So, and Jane is a fabulous artist. All right, so now I have the freedom to do this flower in yellow, which is really what I wanted. So this is the sun yellow. And I am putting in a rather heavy coat here. I am, so far, they have not closed the printing presses on my books. This is another source of stress or strain, actually, more to the point. All week long, we've been hearing about Amazon is only shipping things that are absolutely necessary. they've closed down the printing presses on their merch. The Amazon. No, they're not. No, not yet. At any rate, so far they are still apparently KDP is. I mean, my books are still available. It does say it's a 2 to 6 day wait, but at least they are still printing them. Because what's the first thing to go when uncertainty strikes? Any kind of what would be considered unnecessary purchase. Well, do you absolutely need a coloring book? So it's all I can say is I hope that whatever this economic stimulus is, that it includes me. Although I do have to say I'm a little surprised. Etsy sales have been very good this week, so I'm not complaining in any way, shape, or form. So I'm just adding lighter yellow. The only thing I get very confused and worry over are two cats. They can't go shopping or out to catch food. Yeah, yeah, exactly. Well, yeah, the cat. I mean, obviously the cat gets food before I do, but uh, but there seemed to be plenty of cat and dog food on the day that I was there. They were fully stocked on that. Now, what it was like at PetSmart, I don't know. But this was at the grocery store, and I usually either get Iams or the cat kind of likes the Rachel Ray, so I've been getting that for, and my local market carries it. All right, so now let's see how this one turns out. Yeah, well, yeah, exactly. You work for Amazon, but you're not speaking for. Okay, got it. So Amazon still ships non-essentials. They simply take a little longer to process the orders. Yeah, and I should have phrased that better. That that they are shipping, they're concentrating their efforts on the essentials, getting those shipped right away. And also, I did see on the news that they are gearing up to put uh, people to work. Because who knows how long this will last, and people need to get stuff delivered, and so Amazon is right on point to becoming the nation's delivery service, or the nation's supplier of all things necessary delivered directly to your door. Jeff Bezos is just a freaking genius. I'm sorry, but credit where credit is due. This is a guy who started a business in his garage. He and his wife shipping stuff out. And whatever you want to make of the guy personally is fine, but when it comes to creating a really good idea, you just, the guy thinks big. That's all I can say. He thinks big. Now, this is turning out much more solidly yellow on the camera than it looks for me. For me, it is a much different yellow. It's got much more subtlety. Actually, I think I'm a little far away. And focus is a little out for you guys, isn't it? So let's zoom back in. Yeah, well, yeah, not this human. I can cook, so I hopefully. I'm trying to figure out what is flushable on the box. What are we talking about that's flushable? We're talking about those wipes. They're not flushable. Do not, the water company will tell you, do not ever flush those. If you've got septic, they will in fact clog up your septic in much the same way that they clog up your in much exactly the same way that they clog up the water systems, because there are, there's mesh in there to hold everything together. The where the leach lines actually run out to disperse the liquids in a septic system, and they'll clog those up. Those baby wipe things. Oh, sorry. I should just shut up. Oh, yeah, Melinda. And once again, I apologize. Like I say, hi Kim. By the way, I yeah, I misstated that badly. Amazon is great as far as, and they're still shipping my books. Yay! That's all I. And I hope that they will be able to continue to do that. That they didn't, that they don't have to shut down. I don't know how much of the system is automated, how that works. What the human interaction is. I imagine that a lot of it is automated. KDP. All I know is it's print on demand. You order it, book gets printed. I used to have people dealt with waste issues back when it was only called. Exactly, Jill. Exactly. And the French are absolutely shocked that we use paper. They use a bidet. which is water. So water, they use just water. And they make, actually, apparently the stores are now sold out of the bidets as well. The ones that you can attach to your water system there. But so, if I were a manufacturer of those, I'd jump on that right away. Excuse me. Worldwide demand for bidets. I remember when I was a little kid, the first time I was at a posh house and I saw a bidet, I'm like, what is that? And then when I did an escrow for a young couple buying their first house, or actually not their first house, their upgrade house. And the folks who owned it had installed a bidet in the master suite and in the bathroom of the master suite. And part of the escrow was that it had to be removed so that they're, and I asked them why they would remove a bidet, from their bathroom because it's such a luxury. And she said that she didn't want her teenage daughter corrupted. I'm like, what? What is it that you think a bidet is used for? I I was just so shocked. Uh, oh, Joey, it's like a toilet you don't pee in. You move from the regular toilet to the bidet, and it shoots water where you would think water should go to clean you. And then you have a little bidet towel that you use to dry off. Bleach. Oh, I'm sorry. Oh, yeah. For the diapers. Yes. Yeah. Sorry, Joey. I cannot imagine that it would be that much more expensive. Uh, yeah, I don't know. I honestly don't know. I don't. In my case, it wouldn't. We pay this. I mean, my water bill is just absolutely outrageous. It is like $96 a month, but it includes the trash. So I guess that but then in addition, you have to pay another $15 to a different company for the storm fees, which is the cost to maintain the stormwater system. It's like here in Virginia Beach, we have reasonable property taxes, but they get you everywhere else. Apparently searches on Google for bidets has gone up recently. Yes. Yes, exactly. I saw the same thing. uh, it's like, well, yeah, but exactly, what did we do before there were disposable diapers? And what did the pioneers do? There wasn't toilet paper. It was either leaves or it was it was rags that you then threw in a bleach water bucket and then did the laundry. It was, all of us have, within reach of our toilets, we've got running water, so we can, get a warm, wet washcloth. And once again, the bleach bucket, if you get grossed out, rinsing out, stuff like that. Uh, I mean, I've been out of toilet paper plenty of times. It's That's what a washcloth is for heaven's sakes. You just don't use it on your face again afterward. Not until it's been washed, at any rate. Or the Sears catalog. Oh, they don't have Sears catalogs anymore. But yeah, that was always a good one too. Tissue paper pages. Yes, in the East they still use water. And yes, exactly. If you travel the world at all, you will encounter a bidet because so many other countries use them. They are, and you still find them in luxury houses here. They are considered a luxury here in the United States. But I guarantee you that every house in Beverly Hills has at least one in the master suite. Some of them have them installed in every in the house. Oops, sorry. I've just been a sharpening fool, Heather. I am sharpening. If she's still here, I am sharpening my. It's like crazy. Each one, as I use it, I will sharpen it. At least once. Okay. So now this is the, what is this? This is the leaf green. So this is the dark one. So I'm just, once again, using this in all of the dark spaces. And then using the lighter green. Back to the leaf green. Just to add a little, okay, and then using the lighter green, the fern green, in these spaces here. Just very light. "92 days, wipes have not broken down." Yeah, those wipes are a nightmare. There is not a water treatment plant in the world that will let you use them, or that isn't, I shouldn't say, that isn't having a problem with them, because they don't break down. They don't clog up the system, but they don't break down. So what happens is so with so many of them in use, they build up against the baffles, against the water baffles, the filtration systems. And they eventually, if they build up enough, they prevent the water from going through. And the same thing is true of a septic system. There are baffles in the, if you've ever taken a septic system apart, and of course, I only know this because I've had to replace one in my house in Nevada. And this is why, this is why things like Scott tissue say septic safe, because Scott tissue will fully break down into liquid. And so it's safe. It won't clog up the baffles. Those wipes will clog up the baffles at the water treatment plant. And that is why you shouldn't use them. And of course, in your own septic system, you are your own water treatment plant. Okay. Well, my stomach is starting to growl. So I think that as soon as I get this one satisfactorily colored, I may actually have to depart and feed myself. Trying to think of what I have handy to cook, because I ate the last of the chicken stew last night. So I think I have fish. I think I have fish fillets. Okay. So that is a good start. Whoops. And thank you, Melinda. I don't know. Sometimes I bore myself, but autofocus and down and oops. I think I probably left autofocus on. Okay. There we go. All right. Thank you, everybody, for joining me today. And as we work through these times, maybe the day will come one day when I can say, yay, we all got to go out today and nobody had to worry. And yeah, I hopefully, well, I also went over by an hour because of that late start. But at any rate, thank you all very much for being here. This will, of course, be my midweek video working on this. And thank you once again for joining me. For those of you, thank you for the super chat, Patty, and everybody stay safe. And until we meet again, color something pretty. Take care of yourselves all.